Mr. Worldly-wiseman. Now as Christian was walking alone, he noticed someone at a distance crossing the field to meet him, and they met as their paths crossed over. The name of the gentleman was Mr. Worldly-wiseman. He lived in the luxurious town of Carnal Policy, which was quite close to where Christian came from. As the news about the Christian fleeing the city of destruction had spread all around, Mr. Worldly-wiseman had an idea about him. And noticing his size and labored walk, he entered into some talk with the Christian. Worldly-wiseman: Good day, gentlemen. Where are you going in this labored manner? Christian: A labored manner indeed, sir. I am going to the small wicket gate, where I shall be put in a direction to be released from my heavy burden. Worldly-wiseman: Do you have a wife and children? Christian: Yes, but I am so troubled by this burden that I cannot take pleasure in them as before. It seems to me as if I had none. Worldly-wiseman: Will you listen to me if I give you some advice? Christian: If it is good, I will, for I need a good counsel. Worldly-wiseman: I would advise you then, to get rid of your burden as soon as possible, because you will never have peace of mind to enjoy the blessings that God has bestowed upon you till then. Christian: That is what I seek, to get rid of this heavy burden, but I cannot get it off myself, nor is there a man in the country that can take it off my shoulders. Therefore, I am going this way to be rid of my burden. Worldly-wiseman: Who directed you this way to be rid of your burden? Christian: A man named Evangelist, seemed to me to be very great and honorable person. Worldly-wiseman: I curse him for his advice, because there is not a more difficult path than this into which he has directed you, and you shall see that if you continue this journey. You already had some experience, for I see the dirt of the Slough of Despond upon you, but that slough is only the beginning of sorrow on this path. Listen to me, I am your elder. On this path, you will meet tiredness, hurt, hunger, perils, poverty, swords, lions, dragons, darkness, and in one word, death. These things are certainly true as confirmed by many people. Why should a man throw himself away so carelessly by listening to a stranger? Christian: Sir, this burden on my back is more terrible to me than all these things that you have mentioned. I do not care what I suffer on the path, if only I can be rid of my burden. Worldly-wiseman: How did you get this burden, in the first place? Christian: By reading this book in my hand. Worldly-wiseman: I thought so, and you were affected like other weak men, who get involved in things too big for them, and suddenly fall into their crazy thoughts. These thoughts not only ruin them, as yours did, but also drive these weak people into desperate attempts to get something they know not what. Christian: I know what I am going to get. I will be rid of my heavy burden. Worldly-wiseman: But why do you want to get rid of your burden by following this path with so many attending dangers? I can tell you a safer way to achieve your goal with greater safety, fellowship, and contentment. Christian: Sir, please tell me the secret. Worldly-wiseman: There is a gentleman named Legality in the village of Morality. He is a very wise man, well known for removing people's burdens like yours. According to my knowledge, he has accomplished much good this way, and in addition, he can cure those who have gone somewhat crazy because of their burdens. You must go and get help from him as soon as possible. His house is a short distance from here, and he has a handsome young son named Civility, in case he is not at home. He is just as capable as the elderly gentleman himself. I am sure you will find relief there, and if you don't want to go back to your old home, which I wish you don't, you may send for your wife and children to be with you in the Morality village. There are houses available, and you can get one at a reasonable price. The provision there is also good and inexpensive, and you will live a happy life with honest neighbors, in good reputation, and good fashion. Christian was now somewhat confused, but then he concluded, if this is true, then the wisest decision is to accept his advice. Then said the Christian, Sir, which way do I take to get to this honest man's house? Worldly-wiseman, do you see the high hill there? Christian, yes, very clearly. Worldly-wiseman, you must go beyond that hill, and the first house you come to, is that of Mr. Legality.